Hello guys, tonight Empire Hero here, also known as Nikki Cola, and I'm just gonna do a thought/opinion on something that just happened recently, and I'm kinda also using this, I guess, as an excuse to try out me rambling while there's like game footage in the background, like video game footage. Currently the one you'll be seeing is Tekken 7. If there's other ones I plan to be adding, the game titles will be in the description of the video. But anyway. So, recently a radio station in Australia called Triple J, who are known to be playing, I guess, all kinds of music. You know, mainly like underground or niche stuff, or sometimes stuff that ends up mainstream either in the long run or later on, you know, stuff like Missy Higgins, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I cannot think of anything else at the top of my head. Oh yeah, Lord. Yeah, I am Lord. I know Lord used to play on that as well. And Flume, Porter Robinson, and many other, you know, Australian artists, overseas artists, yada yada yada, all that jazz, you know. Just mainly a lot of good goddamn music in my opinion, whether it's from when they started, from the 90s to early 2000s to now, and, you know, as someone who's passionate for music, I really enjoy their station, and also it's a lot better than hearing the same shit over and over again on frickin' mainstream radio where it's shoved down your throat. Anyway, so Triple J have this thing called Triple J's Hottest 100, where every year on January 26th, which is on Australia Day, which I'll get to in a minute, they do a Hottest 100 of the most big songs of the year, mainly the ones from last year. So say for an example, songs of 2017 would play on 2018, because, you know, new year, new month, yada yada yada, January is the first month of the year, you know, that kind of shit. And yeah, so recently they decided to change the date to January 27th. And I bet you're wondering, what? Why? Okay, well, there's a very important reason for that. At least I think it's important. So you guys know that I have a passion for music. I also tend to have, you know, empathy on, you know, a lot of people. I mean, not everybody, obviously, because, you know, I'm not that fucking stupid, you know. But, you know, I tend to have a thing where I care about others and care about, you know, their feelings and stuff, yada yada yada. In this case, it's more, I guess, activist-ish, social justice-ish type, as some people are probably gonna call it. But, yeah, they changed the date of Triple J's Hottest 100 because of the big controversy involving Australia Day lately being on January 26th. Now, the reason there's a huge controversy behind it, and I'm mainly talking about this for people who know me who are from overseas, you know, for them to understand, but basically the first Australians, or the indigenous people, or the aboriginals, or probably what they'd call in America the natives, except, you know, the Australian natives are different in a way to the American ones, but correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, so they basically don't like that it's on January 26th because, you know, it's the day where Captain Cook went on the shores, you know, took all the British people onto the land and basically caused a massive genocide to a lot of the first people. And You know, basically. Yeah, you know, that kind of fucked up shit in history, and they just felt lately that it just wasn't a day to celebrate, at least on January 26th anymore. And it's caused a lot of protests in Melbourne especially, and in other states in Australia. And yeah, and I guess as an Australian myself, I bet you're wondering where I stand on this, and personally, I'm happy that Triple J changed the date. I know people are gonna disagree and gonna complain, but if you're really gonna, like, I can understand if maybe you don't agree with the whole debate with Australia Day going on, that's another story. However, if you're gonna get that butthurt and that annoyed that they changed the date to at least one day ahead, you fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but I can understand being slightly annoyed if they changed maybe a few days ahead, or maybe a week, or maybe even a month. But just one day, one fucking day, they just changed it from a 6 to a 7. Okay? That really should not be a big deal if you're gonna complain about the change. It really should not be a big deal, and it should not be the end of the world. You can still do your celebrations, you can still do whatever you want, unless you're busy with other things, or with work, or with other stuff. Then that's your life, and that's your issues you have to figure out yourself. I am just some random person on the internet rambling my thoughts. I can't do much to help with your life, so you have to figure out that shit yourself. And, well, if you don't like that, well, stiff fucking shit, mate. So, yeah, again, you know, it's nice that they considered, you know, the feelings of how everyone was feeling. I mean, for a while when I was hearing about, you know, how the Aboriginals actually feel about this, I actually felt guilty a bit for listening to Triple J's Hottest 100, and it was the only thing I wanted to do on Australia Day. Sure, I still went to Australia Day celebrations, sort of, but that was for other people who were mainly my friends. And, you know, that's because me being me, I care for my friends, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on this, and yeah. As for if they'll actually change the date of Australia Day, some say they want it on January 1st, because that's when they officially did something. Or some people preferred it some other dates. I can't think of them at the top of my head at the moment, unfortunately, so derp. But yeah, so it's probably gonna be a long time till they actually decide to change the date, but until then, I'm probably gonna guess people are still gonna protest about it. I might still protest about it, depending on how things are going in my own life. You know, because I have a life like a lot of other people on the internets. But anyway, so yeah. Now, you know, if you disagree with what I said, that's perfectly fine. I'm perfectly okay with people disagreeing with me or starting simple debates in the comments, but I'm not a fan of conflict or drama. You know, so just keep that in mind, I guess. But yeah, so that's pretty much it that I'm gonna say on this whole topic. And later, my dudes.